Hello, I'm Jenna. I'm the consultant clinical psychologist in Salford Learning Disability team, and in this part 1 video I'm going to be briefly talking about how to complete the bereavement workbook. So why have we made this workbook? Everyone experiences loss at some point in their lives, but for adults with learning disabilities, the topic of death and bereavement is often avoided. It can be difficult for carers and families to know how to start these conversations and to want to protect the person from grief. However, it's important that bereavement and death is talked about so that people can understand and process what has happened. To help start these conversations and support adults with learning disabilities to understand and process grief, we have put together this workbook. This workbook has been designed for carers to complete with the person they are supporting. Support from carers might include reading the information, checking the person has understood, helping them with how to answer questions and activities by giving examples, and writing their answers down if the person needs help with this. Ideally, carers will have completed the bereavement training with our learning disability team before starting on this workbook. After completing the workbook, it's important that it's kept somewhere the person can access it and can refer back to it and remember what they have learnt with you. They may well need prompts from you to revisit the information in the booklet at future time points. This workbook is written in plain English. It isn't an easy read document. This means that some people with learning disabilities might need more help from you to access the workbook. This might mean you need to rephrase information to help someone understand or explain some of the more difficult concepts. People might benefit from having symbols or pictures with the information to help them understand. We know that as carers, you know what support the person needs best, and so we hope that you can tailor the information to help them understand and complete the workbook. We have included various tips and communication aid examples in the front section of the workbook to help with this. After completing the workbook, we would really appreciate it if you and the person you are supporting can complete our online feedback forms. The website links and QR codes for these can be found on the last page of the document. By completing these surveys, you will both be helping us to evaluate how effective the workbook is and help us to think about whether there are changes we can make to improve the workbook for future carers and people with learning disabilities. Thank you, and we hope you find this workbook useful. Please watch part 2 for more in-depth information about the contents of the workbook.